Hi, and welcome to Analyze automatically collected website data and identify trends. So we've looked at getting customer data from people, of what they think and what they feel. But we can also get data from an automatically generated source. So every time a user would look at a website, we can get information about who they are and what they're doing on the website to help us look at some changes that we need to make. One of the industry leading tools that we're going to use is called Google Analytics. Okay, so this is basically a little cookie that sits on your web page, and it enables you to enables Google Analytics servers to look at usage as you use a website and to feed back that data to the site owners to enable them to look at who's using their site and how they're using their website. Okay, so we can look at pages with lots of page views. Okay, and some of the things that we can be told through that, if a page has lots of page views, it's probably popular. Okay, and so if something's popular, then if we make more pages like that, we might be able to get more page views. Page views is obviously really important. You're making a website because you want lots of people to look at it. So we want to maximize the amount of people looking at our site. If we see a page is really popular, let's make more pages like that, get more people looking at our pages. Now, what if we get a page with poor or non-existent page views? Then we've got an issue. And some of the reasons why this might occur would be the page isn't relevant to people. So if you've made a website about cats and you've got a page in there about birds, that may not be really relevant to cats. And so people don't look at that page, they're not interested. Okay. So you need to make sure all the pages on your site are relevant to the people looking at your site. Okay, maybe your website's hard to find, or maybe your page is hard to find. Maybe it's a very obscure link. Maybe it's linked to a picture and people don't realize they can click on the picture to open it. Or I said maybe your site's hard to find even. You know, if it's not named correctly or named in terms that people would search for when they're looking for a website on a topic that you've made it on, they may not find it. And then what if you've got a broken link? If people can't access a page, then obviously it won't get any page views. So having 0 page views at all is a really good indicator that you have a broken link. We can also look at nationalities. So we can look at the demographics of people, the data about people. Demo stands for people. Okay, so one of the demographics we can look at is the nationality. So not just the country that people come from, but sometimes the city. And this is based on where the ISP is located, where the request is coming from. So it's not always super accurate, but it gives you a good rough indication of where people happen to be. And so if you get a lot of people from a certain country looking at your site, you may choose to cater more to that population. The other thing is that you need to take all this feedback with a grain of salt because it's not necessarily accurate user data. There are programs called web crawlers that go out on the internet and automatically troll through websites and view them to maybe add them to search engines or do other things with them. And these also register as page views. So if you've got a lot of page views where they're only being visited by a second, that's probably not a person looking at your website, it's probably a web crawler. If you get lots of people from random countries looking at your website, again, it's probably not real users, it's probably web crawlers. So you need to think about who your likely users are and where they're coming from. And as I said, question the accuracy of the data. It's not always wrong, but it's not always entirely correct either. Okay, and that's the topic on looking at automatically accumulated data.